Hello guys, Stephen here from MBE. I'm just going to give it a little minute just to make sure my sound is working, etc. It's been a while since obviously we've done a live broadcast here from MBE Towers. Of course I'm in my home, I'm not at the studio just now, so yeah, just waiting on this going live. I think there's a slight lag and I'm going to turn my sound down on my laptop just so there's no feedback coming through. And yeah, so we're live, we're interactive, we're here, and we're here to talk about a few things happening on the channel. So without further ado, we're going to be talking about Panchayat Season 3, we're going to be talking about Kota Factory Season 3, and to round off the Season 3s, we're going to be talking about Mirzapur Season 3 as well, because we have been reading the comments, of course, and we have, of course, been taking note of your questions and queries and wondering, why are you guys not doing these things? Where are they? You were so consistent last year. You were so ahead of the game. You were on top of things. What happened? Well, just to let you guys know that there is various reasons for us kind of holding back on that just now, which we will get into very shortly. I'm just going to check my sound before we get into that though, folks, just to make sure that we are okay and you guys can hear me if you decide to come in or not. So yeah, so we're fine with the sound, we're fine with obviously the lighting as well for the moment. But wherever you are, it is 1:35 over here just now in the UK and Scotland. You probably gather that from obviously my accent. And wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a good day, and or you've had a good day. If it's perhaps maybe in India, if it's perhaps maybe in Australia. So yeah, so without further ado, some of the reasons, obviously we've not been doing any watch-alongs in terms of web series, in terms of Panchayat, Kota Factory and Mirzapur Season 3s, which have all dropped. They're all online, they're all there for everyone to enjoy, and certainly John and I will be getting around to that. But at the moment we have one more month of a strike on the channel, which is causing a bit of a issue going forward with TVF content particularly. So in terms of Panchayat Season 3 and Kota Factory Season 3, we've not went near these, we've not watched them, we've not read the reviews. We know that obviously new member to the team, Animia, has been covering these in mini reviews, which we will get on to very shortly. But at the moment we are sitting on a strike at the moment, which is very sad, but it is 60 days in. I think it's 90 days each strike lasts on your channel for, and it was all the way back in March, I think it was March or April, when we did 12 fail, and surprisingly we received a strike on the channel for that, which was it was a shame. We do understand obviously for various reasons that there's certain things you can't do on your YouTube channel and certain things that you can do, and I don't know if it was maybe just showing too much of the film or whatever it was, not really sure. But yeah, we received a strike, so that's kind of held things back a little bit. It's kind of affected the algorithm a little bit as well, because we have noticed our views have went down slightly. So we're here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about those 3 web series, which we will be doing on the channel very soon. Probably after July it will be though, folks. Because we have been keeping an eye on various channels who do similar content to ourselves, and we have noticed that not everyone's covered these web series as of yet. And that sort of brings us into introducing Animia into the channel as well. This Friday, which will continue into obviously Saturday for India and Australia, we're going to be doing a little chat with Animia just to introduce her to the channel. She has been on the channel for now a month. She has been doing great with mini reviews, very rapid and very resilient as well in terms of getting them out to you guys as soon as possible. So it really is just an introduction to let you guys know and get to know Animia a little bit better. Certainly John and I, when we're talking to her off camera, we obviously know these things. We know obviously her background, we know where she's came from, her own sort of YouTube channel, her social platforms, etc. And we want you guys to get to know Animia as well, because She has been an asset on the channel, and you can see that from the mini reviews. It's something that we introduced at the end of last month, and we hope continues, because it's one of those things that, in terms of John and I's sort of working hours, kind of coincide with each other, which kind of it affects the channel in a certain way, because most of our audience is from other parts of the world. So when we're doing live stuff, you guys are sleeping, and when we're sleeping, you guys are awake, and sometimes it doesn't work. So having Animia there to be on the ball has been fantastic, and obviously our mini reviews have been much appreciated from myself and John, and I hope you guys appreciate them too. But I'm just going to bring up something at the moment, just in the live chat. I am going to drop in Animia's social platforms into there very shortly as well, so you guys can follow Animia on Instagram and YouTube, and hopefully you enjoy the content as much as we do. Certainly from an editing point of view, it was one of the things that stood out to us, was obviously that we need someone who quite quick, and can rattle out a video very quickly and do shortcuts and stuff like that, because John and I over the years have been doing a lot of long form stuff, which to certain demographics it doesn't appeal to, and that just is the way of the world. A lot of people prefer shorts, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. You enjoy those mini reviews that Animia has been doing. Certainly it's gave us food for thought to do certain ones as well, and yeah, it's been really good. But you can tune into our feature, which will begin out later this week. We will be recording it Friday/Saturday, with all three of us having a chat, and yeah, looking forward to that as much as Animia, I would guess. But do you have a Patreon channel? Yes, we do. We're going to put the link in there. So hi guys, we're going to put the link into the live chat. I can actually put that in just now, and our Patreon is obviously where you guys can get early access to a lot of stuff, and I'll just put that into the chat just now, guys. It's much appreciated if you join us for that. And Apple, are you going to do Kota Factory Season 3 soon? Also, hello Apple, how are you doing? Yeah, as I was just explaining to everyone who's been in from the very beginning, we will be doing Kota Factory very soon. At the moment we're sitting on a strike, and we don't want to get to 2 strikes in this channel. Believe me, it's something that we just do not want to do at this moment in time. Believe me, we were there this time last year. We were there with 2 strikes, hanging by a thread. Some might say John and I were actually considering starting another channel, which we did do, Cine Web Play, as a backup channel, because it was looking pretty grim. Once you get that 3rd strike, you've lost your channel. So we're just trying to keep our noses clean. We'll just try to do what we can in terms of getting content out to you guys. That's why you probably have seen a lot of trailers going out from the West, from India, and from Far Asia as well. We did an anime the other day, which was very interesting, and we got great feedback from that as well, and it's something that we are considering doing. The anime was Demon Slayer. It was a trailer that dropped last week. John and I covered it. We did put our hands up and say, we don't know too much about anime. It's like walking into a comic book store for the very first time. What do you do? Where do you go? Where do you start? That was the questions we were asking on our trailer reaction to our viewers. Where do you start? I suppose you've got to start somewhere, but it's also good to get the community to come in and give us feedback on that, and that's exactly what you guys did with that particular video, which is appreciated. You guys came in and you showed us some content that we might be interested in, and we have taken it on board, so look out for that coming up as well. Whether that be more trailer reactions, whether that be watch alongs, who knows, but we're certainly looking into it, because it's certainly something that John grew up with, obviously the likes of Pokemon and that kind of thing. I grew up with Dragon Ball, and yeah, it's certainly something we'll look into. It's more content, so yeah, the Demon Slayer trilogy. I didn't know it was a trilogy. Thanks, Apple. Certainly we're going to be looking into more of that as well, as much content as possible, because we did find at the start of the year we were doing a lot of sort of thrillers films, and we were doing the tiger stuff, we were doing Patan, and it was all just the same genre we were doing. So we're trying to branch out a little bit more and hopefully um, get more content on the video. That's one of the reasons Animia is here as well. That it's a different direction we're going in terms of content, different format as well, and certainly it's something that it's much needed for the channel as well. And there's Ruth. Ruth, our good friend Ruth, is in the chat, guys. Ruth, adding anime to the channel is a great idea. Thanks very much, Ruth. Listen, we're going to have a catch up, Ruth, as well, for future content with yourself and John and I and Animia, and we'll definitely have something to talk about. I'm pretty sure with more content. I know that obviously we did the Talapi VVJ watch along not that long ago, and I know you were in the chat when we did the movie review, the live movie review, Ruth. So we'll have that chat and we'll see what we can do going forward, certainly for more content. For anyone that doesn't know, Ruth was on the channel a few years ago. She helped us obviously with a lot of watch alongs, a lot of movie reviews, great input to insights as well. And it's certainly something that John and I always appreciated, and it's something that we want to continue doing. So certainly we'll have that catch up, Ruth. Thanks for coming into the channel. It must be pretty late over there in Australia. It must be at least coming up for 11 o'clock at night. So thanks for tuning in. It's always appreciated. So that's what's happening with the channel at the moment. We will be covering Kota Factory. We will be covering Mirzapur. We will be covering Panchayat as well. John and I love Panchayat. We had season 1. It's still on the channel if anyone wants to go and check it out in the playlist. It is there. It was a great watch along. John and I loved it. And we were in a unique position where, because we were late to the party with the web series, we were able to go right into season 2, which was on the channel. TVF's distribution company asked us to take it down last year, which we had to do with a series of other TVF stuff as well that had to be taken off the channel, unfortunately, folks. But Apple, you need to watch Panchayat. Jitendra Kumar's acting is fantastic, isn't it? That was our introduction to Jitendra as well. We love him in Kota Factory, but there's something about that character in Panchayat we just grew with. We really did connect with, and certainly the other characters in the show as well was fantastic. You had a lot of laughs in there, a lot of cries. Just an emotional web series that I think everyone who watched it got something out of. It was really, really good. So we're going to be doing more of that as well. Just looking at the comments just now, Apple says, be careful though, anime is a lot more vulnerable to being striked on YouTube. Thanks very much for that. We didn't know. Certainly, I think, I think it's down to editing as well though, Apple. I think John and I had a good discussion about this last year when we were on the second strike. We need to reapproach what we're doing. We have to look at how we're editing it. And if anyone's actually watched any of our film watch-alongs that are now, they used to be in 5 parts. That's how much content we were giving this channel at the time. We thought the more content, the better for you guys. But it wasn't good for us because we got those strikes. So John reapproached the editing process and cut it all down to 3 parts for the films. And it's certainly something that we haven't done with TVF stuff since, so perhaps maybe it's down to editing as well and how much we are showing on camera, because we have to be careful. At the end of the day, the point of the video is a watch along. It's not to give other viewers free content and seeing the series in its entirety. We'll obviously have to slimline that down, so that's what we'll do. Ruth says, I would love to have a catch up. Certainly, Ruth, we'll do that. In fact, I'll message you on X later on. I was about to call it Twitter. It's not called that now, Stephen. Move with the times. I'll give you a wee message on that later on and we can have a catch up. SZN2 says, please react on Dindora by Bhuvan Bam. I'll have to have a look at that. SZN2, thanks very much for that. We certainly do put all your comments and your suggestions into a list, and we certainly do check these things out. Apple says, shame Jitendra doesn't get many big roles in movies. Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? I don't know why. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. Perhaps it's preference. Perhaps it's just his schedule. He's doing a lot, isn't he? And I know that he's got quite a producing hand in TVF stuff as well. So perhaps maybe he's just too busy. Maybe he can't commit to a sort of project that's going to take maybe about 6 to 8 months to a year or whatever. Maybe he's just contractually obliged to appear in other web series and he can't get round that schedule. Who knows? But I certainly do think that he is capable of starring on the big screen. He's certainly got all the acting chops. It was funny because John and I, after I think it was episode 1 and 2 of season 1 of Panchayat, John and I certainly did think, oh, this character's so moody, so moany, but he's a fish out of water. He's not used to, obviously, his environment, doesn't know anyone, and his whole setup of the office slash bedroom wouldn't delight anyone, I suppose. But there's something about the character, Jitendra carrying that character as well, and carrying, I don't want to say he carries the show, certainly doesn't, it's a strong cast, but certainly having him in there makes a difference. And I would love to see him doing some more film stuff if he's not already done it. Apple also says his acting outclasses many mainstream Bollywood characters. Yeah, I would say so. But again, it could be just personal choice that he prefers to do web series. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Make sure it fully falls under fair use. It's mainly the soundtrack and music that gets striked for anime. Yeah, I mean, YouTube, when you do receive a strike, it's quite vague in terms of what it is you've done wrong. So in some terms, if it's music, they will perhaps maybe block it. And say to you it's the music, and you'll see who's come in to block it, whether that be Sony or whoever, and that's fine, it's their stuff, at the end of the day they can do what they want with it, they can tell you you're not doing anything with it, and that's perfectly fine, we accept that. But when you do get a strike, they don't tell you what for, they just tell you you're not having that and you're going to get a strike for that. We don't learn from it because we don't know what we've done wrong, other than we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have put that video up, but they don't really get into great detail why. So perhaps maybe one day they'll allow that. They do allow you to appeal, but it can backfire on you and it can make your channel worse, the status of your channel worse. So it's one of those ones you just have to look at it and go, okay, I'll figure it out myself. A process of elimination, perhaps, maybe, don't know. But we're working on it, and I think we've got better. We certainly have got better with our watch-alongs. Certainly are shutting up a little bit more. In terms of watch along, because we know that a lot of people have complained about the chat and stuff like that, but what people have to remember is that the bits that you're seeing is the bits that we're talking on, which are very small doses. You're not seeing us just sitting there and staring at a screen and not doing anything about it. So it's just one of those things. It's a reaction at the end of the day. It's not that we have to be quiet and allow the viewer to watch the show in peace. Do that. You can go and subscribe to the platform and get it sorted, So yeah. So Jitendra might as well own TVF with how many TVF projects he's on. It's true, yeah, it is. I mean, he's doing maybe about 3 or 4 a year. And the good thing about his characters are that they're all so different. They are so different, in terms of, who he is. He's such a well-known face, but he brings a different quality to each character that he plays, doesn't he? And it's whether that be in a comedic role or perhaps maybe in a mentor role, like in such like Kota Factory. He just brings another dimension, doesn't he? Nobody, hello, hi, how you doing? Welcome on in. I'm not going to be here too long, guys, because I'm on my lunch break. I'm actually working today, and this is my lunch break I'm on at the moment. So, yeah, I think TVF should also put the actors for, I see this name, Vibaf. I can't say his name. I know John can't say his name either, and people laugh at us because we can't say his name. Vibaf, is that right? Have a laugh if you want, folks. And the rest of the Kota crew on other shows, they've all improved in their acting abilities. It's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to Kota Factory Season 3. Basically because of that, because of the characters and their development, their journey from that first episode right up to the last episode in Season 2, which was so emotional at the end as well. So looking forward to seeing that, and we're looking forward to doing the watch along as well. I think I can't speak for Animia, but certainly I think John and I will be doing those watch-alongs because I think Animia, she certainly watched Panchayat and she certainly watched Mirzapur because the reviews are out there. So I think John and I will probably have to do them themselves and hopefully get them out as soon as possible when we can after the strike. Apple says he feels comfortable in many roles he plays. Yeah, I think so. I think because of his educational background as well, it certainly helps in Kota Factory to play that role very comfortably. So yeah, I totally get that. I think that's all, guys. I think that's all we've got time for just now. But it was really just a sort of recap, just to give you guys. I could have put it into the community tab, and we could have chatted about it in there. But I just thought it'd be a bit more personal, talking to you guys directly in terms of where we're at on the channel with Panchayat Season 3, Kota Factory Season 3, Mirzapur Season 3 as well, and introducing Animia to the channel. She will be joining us this Friday in a pre-recorded video, not live, and we're going to be talking about our Indian background. We're going to be talking about her moving to Australia and talking about obviously her vlogging and talking about her channel, talking about her social platforms, and talking about her experience so far on the channel as well. She's a month in now. She's done some fantastic, great mini reviews as well, which we've all appreciated, and I'm sure there's many more to come along. She certainly joined us on a couple of watch alongs and trailer reactions as well, which has been great to just have a third person in there giving that different sort of direction and dimension to the reaction as well. And yeah, it's been really good, and there's going to be more of that. We're going to be hopefully introducing another person to the channel very soon as well. So it's not just John and I all the time. It's going to be a bit of a mixed match, but we are certainly looking forward to it. The development of the channel over the last 2 years or so has been really good, certainly for the content and certainly because of the community, you guys giving us advice, letting us know when trailers drop, letting us know what series are very interesting to watch. And I think and I hope that you guys are getting to know us a little bit better. And we have noticed that in the comment section with you guys suggesting stuff that you guys like this, you might like that kind of thing. So it's all about just getting to know each other, and we really do appreciate it. So there's going to be more watch alongs coming soon in terms of film and web series. There's going to be certainly more of that. At the moment it is trailer reactions just until we can get out of this strike, which is lasting for another 30 days or just under 30 days now, I think it might be. But it's just to keep the channel ticking over, and certainly when you're doing watch alongs we can't sort of get the time to do trailer reactions. So there was a lot of big trailers that came out while we were doing watch alongs with the pre-recorded recording, the post-production, that kind of thing. That was taking up all the time to do it, and it didn't give us enough time to do live stuff. It didn't give us enough time to do our news shows. It didn't think, so it's just trying to find that balance, and that's where more people coming into the channel and doing their own things could help John and I to expand and do a little bit more. But it's much appreciated you guys coming in today, and I didn't think this video would last almost 24 minutes. I thought it was going to be a quick 5 minutes, but there you go. And that's what it's all about. But why above? What way above? I don't know how to say that, Apple. If that's how you say it, way above. Way above. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll certainly keep this video in mind as well when we're doing Kota Factory, because I know that John absolutely butchers it as well. So, yeah, we're looking forward to obviously doing these watch alongs, and certainly looking forward to watching these, these web series as well, just on their own without even doing the watch along. It would have been enjoyable to watch because we do love it. We love the characters. We do love the storylines as well, and certainly from a Kota Factory point of view, I think it's educated us quite a bit in terms of the IIT. I know that you mentioned that. I can't imagine doing the IIT then doing acting instantly after graduation. The guy's a workhorse, let's be honest with you. Jitendra Kumar is definitely a workhorse. He's certainly a focused guy as well, very clever man. So we're looking forward to doing it anyway. Why, Buv? You obviously can't get it fully since you haven't got an Indian accent, but that was pretty close. Thanks very much, Apple. I will certainly not be doing an Indian accent. I do not want to offend anyone on this channel. I can barely do an English accent, as you can tell. So, thanks very much, folks. I'm going to hit this button. It's on my mobile phone, so I'm going to be hitting this button just to stop the recording at the moment. And listen, we're going to be doing much more content. We're going to be doing much more of these sort of live chats as well, just to keep you guys in the loop. And certainly, really enjoyed talking to you guys. As brief as it was, it's always a pleasure to chat with you guys, and you guys can chat back to us as well. So it's always appreciated. Have a great day, guys. If your day's already done, have a great sleep, and we'll see you again on the channel. Thank you very much.